Hello there, welcome to Talking Music. Chris Benson here. Time to revisit the Now Yearbook 1983 Extra. Come on, all you collectors out there, who still plays this one? I mean, this is like 2 years old now. But I tell you what, I still play this one regularly. And I'm going to do a disc by disc guide rather than my original kind of quick video, which kind of went through all of it very quickly. Disc by disc, we're going to go through it. And so it's a great CD. It really is. It's an absolutely fantastic CD. I mean, obviously, no special editions with the extra releases. There's only the one option to buy them. But I do have all the extra releases so far. And then what came out a bit unexpected was the Now Yearbook 1983 Extra, which has 60 more tracks on. Now, this, I tell you what, great idea. And the problem is now, at the time of recording this in December, they've got my money again in January because the Now 84 extras coming out. So in total from 1983, we've got 140 tracks. That's going to keep you busy. I mean, I've listened to all of Now Yearbook 83, the 80 tracks, but I've not even started on this one yet. So, disc 1 starts with Wham Rap, Enjoy What You Do, released on January the 8th, 1983. Reached number 8 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. We then got Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, Say, 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 which was released on October the 15th, 1983. Reached number 2 and spent 15 weeks in the charts. I love that song. Then we've got Elton John, fantastic song. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Released on April the 30th, 1983. Reached number 5 and spent 15 weeks in the charts. The Police, Wrapped Around Your Finger. You might not be familiar with that one. Released on July the 23rd, 1983. Reached number 7. Spent 9 weeks in the charts. We then got the Eurythmics, of course, Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart, Who's That Girl? Released July the 9th, 1983. Reached number 3. Great tune. Still sounds good 40 years on. 10 weeks in the charts. Paul Young with a cracker, Come Back and Stay. Released September the 10th, 1983. Reached number 4. Spent 9 weeks in the charts. Spandau Ballet next with Communication. Released February the 12th, 1983. Reached number 12 and spent 10 weeks in the charts. Culture Club next at track 8 with Church of the Poison Mind. Released on April the 9th, 1983. Reached number 2 and spent 9 weeks in the charts. Track 9, brilliant tune, Tears for Fears, Change. I think it sounds better the older it gets. Released February the 5th, 1983. Reached number 4 and spent 9 weeks in the charts. Nick Hayward, Blue Hat for a Blue Day. Released September the 24th, 1983. I absolutely love this. Reached number 14, spent 8 weeks in the charts. Billy Joel, Tell Her About It from an Innocent Man. Released December the 10th, 1983. Reached number 4, spent 12 weeks in the charts. Track 12, The Kinks, Come Dancing. It's my favourite on disc 1, without a shadow of a doubt. It was released on July the 30th, 1983. It reached number 12, spent 10 weeks in the charts. And it was a tribute to Ray Davies's older sister, Reen. She was living in Canada. And she came home. She was 31 and she came home. And she surprised Ray Davies on his 13th birthday with a Spanish guitar that he'd wanted his parents to buy him. Anyway, that evening, and she had a weak heart because of rheumatic fever when she was a child. She suffered a heart attack at the Lyceum Ballroom and died. So Come Dancing is a tribute to her. Track 13, The Style Council, Speak Like a Child. First chart hit, released March the 19th, 1983. Great tune. Reached number 4, 8 weeks in the charts. Madness, The Sun and the Rain, which was originally on Now 1, released November the 5th, 1983. Got to number 5 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. Look out for our Now 1 discussion with me and Paul Coates-Black, all about The Sun and the Rain. UB40, Please Don't Make Me Cry, released October the 15th, 1983. Reached number 10, 8 weeks in the charts, also on Now 1. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Every Day I Write the Book, great tune, released July the 9th, 1983, reached number 28, 8 weeks in the charts. 4 more, next one is Patty Austin and James Ingram, Baby, Come to Me, released February the 5th, 1983, reached number 11, 11 weeks in the charts. Hall & Oates, Family Man, great song. Released April the 30th, 1983, got to number 15 and spent 7 weeks in the charts. We then got Toto, Rosanna, released April the 2nd, 1983, reached number 12 and spent 9 weeks in the charts. And the final one, Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart, which was released on November the 5th, 1983, reached number 28, thought it did better than that, and it spent 11 weeks in the charts. So there you go. CD1 is such a strong disc, and discs 2 and 3 still to come. So like and subscribe, and parts 2 and 3 coming, and an omnibus as well, so you can watch all 3 parts in one go. Bye for now. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to disc 2 of our Now Yearbook 1983 extra review. Have you got this one in your collection already? If you haven't watched part 1, go and review it, but it's a great CD, this one that I go back to all the time. So track 1 in disc 2, U2, Two Hearts Beat as One. You might not be familiar with it, but it was released on April the 2nd, 1983, reached number 18, 6 weeks in the charts. Bit of an indie theme to disc 2, I think it's safe to say. Echo and the Bunnymen, Never Stop, released July the 16th, 1983, reached number 15, 7 weeks in the charts. Aztec Camera, love a bit of Aztec Camera. This is Walk Out to Winter, released May the 28th, 1983. Only got to number 64, spent 6 weeks in the charts. The Creatures, great tune, Right Now, released July the 16th, 1983, reached number 14 and spent 10 weeks in the charts. We then got The Cure with The Walk, released July the 9th, 1983, reached number 12 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. New Ordinix with Confusion, released September the 3rd, 1983, reached number 12, spent 7 weeks in the charts. Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark with Genetic Engineering, released on February the 19th, 1983, reached number 20, spent 8 weeks in the charts. It's from their album Dazzle Ships. There's a full review to Dazzle Ships on this channel. Take a look in the Talking Music playlist. Thompson Twins next with Love on Your Side, released January the 22nd, 1983, reached number 9, 13 weeks in the charts. Kajagoogoo, Ooh To Be Ah, released April the 2nd, 1983, reached number 7 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. Heaven 17 next with a great tune there everyone seems to forget about, Come Live With Me. Released June the 25th, 1983, reached number 5 and spent 11 weeks in the charts. H2O, Dream to Sleep, their debut UK chart hit, released May the 7th, 1983, reached number 17 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. Japan, All Tomorrow's Parties. I didn't remember this one. Released March the 12th, 1983, reached number 38 and spent just 4 weeks in the charts. Tears for Fears, second appearance from Tears for Fears with The Way You Are, released on December the 3rd, 1983, reached number 24 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. Annabelle Lamb is next at track 14 with Riders on the Storm. Debut UK chart hit, released August the 20th, 1983, reached number 27 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. We then got Kissing the Pink with The Last Film. First UK chart hit, released February the 19th, 1983, reached number 19 and spent 16 weeks in the charts. Soft Cell next with Soul Inside. So released on September the 24th, 1983, reached number 16 and spent 5 weeks in the charts. Michael Sembello next with Maniac. His only UK chart hit. You will recognise it, you really will. Released August the 6th, 1983. It only reached number 43 in the charts. Released, as I say, in August and only spent 8 weeks in the charts. Shalimar next with Disappearing Act. Released August the 13th, 1983. Reached number 18 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. The penultimate track of Disc 2 is David Joseph, You Can't Hide Your Love From Me. Released on February the 26th, 1983. Debut hit for David Joseph, reached number 13, 9 weeks in the charts. I've got to be honest, I didn't mind this. I thought it was all right. I wasn't familiar with it before listening to Extra. I have to say, I didn't mind this one. Didn't mind it at all until listening to this. I don't think I'd heard it. So that again is one of the advantages of these extra CDs. You certainly discover songs that you haven't heard before, and that's been the case even with 1992 that I've been listening to lately. And the final one on disc 2 is Level 42 with The Sun Goes Down, Living It Up, which is a great song to end disc 2. Released on July the 30th, 1983, reached number 10. So it was a great song, great hit for level 42, 12 weeks in the charts, and that brings the 83 Extra Disc 2 to a close. One more disc still to look at, and don't forget we'll have an omnibus version as well where you can play all 3 parts of this review in one go. But let me know what your favourite songs of disc 2 are as well. I think level 42 has got to be one of my picks, and Heaven 17, and also the Creatures as well. Such a great mix. But I also love OMD, so Dazzle Ships is a great album that everyone forgets about. So again, really pleased with this. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you for part 3 coming soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, welcome to part 3 of the Now Yearbook 1983 Extra. So, disc by disc we've been doing this, and disc 3 is pretty strong actually. So you've got disc track 1, Agnetha Faustdog with The Heat Is On, released May the 21st, 1983. It reached just number 35, spent 7 weeks in the charts. I think it's quite catchy. Then we've got Donna Summer, Musical Youth, Unconditional Love, which was released on September the 17th, 1983. Reached number 14, spent 13 weeks in the charts. It's all right. Then we've got Tracy Ullman, Breakaway, great tune. Debut chart hit for Tracy Ullman, which was released on the 12th of March, 1983. Reached number 4 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. A great tune, one of my favourites off the 3rd disc, Joe Boxers and Boxer Beat next. First chart hit for them, released February the 12th, 1983, reached number 3, 16 weeks in the charts. As I say, love this, still sounds great. I love track 5, Roman Holiday, Don't Try to Stop It, which I think I only discovered when I heard this first time round. Released June the 25th, 1983, reached number 14 and spent 10 weeks in the charts. Tracy, The House That Jack Built, debut chart hit, released March the 26th, 1983, reached number 9, spent 9 weeks in the charts. But again, it's a good enough song, isn't it? Shakin' Stevens, Cry Just a Little Bit. I love Shakin' Stevens. Released November the 5th, 1983, reached number 3, 12 weeks in the charts. If anyone dominated the charts in the 80s, it was Shake It. Kim Wilde, Love Blonde, released July the 30th, 1983. Reached number 23, spent 8 weeks in the charts. I do like this. It's grown on me the more I've listened to it, I think. We then got Nick Hayward, Take That Situation, which was released on June the 4th, 1983. Reached number 11. 10 weeks in the charts. I love this. It's great. I love the music, I love it. Just absolutely love it. Limahl, Only for Love. This was on Now 1 and was released on November the 5th, 1983. Reached number 16, spent 9 weeks in the charts. Modern Romance, Walking in the Rain, released July the 23rd, 1983. Reached number 7, spent 14 weeks in the charts. Toyah, The Vow, released November the 12th, 1983, only got to number 50 and spent 7 weeks in the charts. Thompson Twins with We Are Detective, released April the 16th, 1983, reached number 7, spent 9 weeks in the charts. Bucks Fizz, still going at it in 1983 with When We Were Young, released June the 18th, 1983, reached number 10 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. The Kids from Fame, with Friday Night, released March the 12th, 1983, reached number 13, spent 14 weeks in the charts. It sounds a bit like a live recording, I think, this one. It's not my favourite, but Fame was absolutely massive, wasn't it, early 80s on BBC One. Kenny Everett, Snot Rap, which I think I'd not listened to when I first played Extra, and then when I've played it to do this review, I finally got around to hearing the Snot Rap, and it's funny. It is funny. I love a bit of Kenny Everett. Released March the 26th, 1983, reached number 9, spent 8 weeks in the charts. I was looking for the lyrics for Snot Rap. Somebody can probably answer this, but there seems to be a bit of hidden swearing. I don't know, could be wrong. Somebody tell me if I've probably misheard it. I'm going to have to listen again now. Anyway, Status Quo, Margarita Time. Released December the 10th, 1983, reached number 3, spent 11 weeks in the charts. There was the infamous performance of this on Top of the Pops, and Francis Rossi says, it was always a good day out when they did Top of the Pops. You got a bit of a curry, and at the time when I was drinking, you could have a drink. That's what Francis Rossi said. And then he said, that's why guitarist Rick Parfitt fell into the drum kit during a performance of Margarita Time. We'd end up in the dressing room at 10 in the morning. It was kind of a day off for us. So we used to get some curries from up the road. He said, a couple of times, we left a dodgy fish curry in the roof because we thought we were being wild. But I remember being late once and we got told off so bad. So there you go. Rick Parfitt falling into the drum kit. We then got Meatloaf in Night at the Lost and Found. Released September the 24th, 1983. Reached number 17. Spent 8 weeks in the charts. I'd only heard that because of the 83 extra. I hadn't heard it before this. Then we got Big Country, Fields of Fire, 400 Miles. Released February the 26th, 1983. Reached number 10, spent 14 weeks in the charts. And then Slade, great tune, which was released in Christmas 1983. Slade, My Oh My, released November the 19th, 1983. Reached number 2 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. I love My Oh My. It was a great comeback song for them. And of course, Run Run Away would follow in 1984 as well. Anyway, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant 83 extra, really strong, and if you haven't got it, track it down. It's definitely worth adding to your collection. There'll be an omnibus version as well where you can watch all 3 parts in one go, but that is it for me for now on Talking Music. Take care.